yeah, I found it when you said Knives Out. I hadn't seen it. I was in this funk about not watching movies. I was in
Yeah.
a rhythm. I was like, okay, right, I have to sit down and convince everyone. Let's just sit down and watch this film for this podcast. Come on, let's go. And yeah, about within the first 5 minutes, I was like, oh, I remember why I love films, and I actually remember why I want to be an actor.
Yeah. Yes.
Uh, it's uh, it's brilliant. It's a brilliant story, brilliantly told, unbelievable direction, I must say. Even though I
Absolutely.
wasn't a fan of The Last Jedi, um, although I kind of want to go and rewatch it now
I'll
because
tell you why.
he's a talented boy, Ryan Johnson.
Rian Johnson thinks he must think about films in a different way. So
He does.
before he did a couple of episodes of Breaking Bad, and he did Last Jedi and that sort of thing. He did a film called Looper, which was quite under the radar and that sort of thing. And I'd heard of it but never seen it and that sort of thing, and didn't really get too much attention. So he's still essentially a newish director
Yeah,
that just so happens to have Breaking Bad and Star Wars under his belt.
I know.
You know, Breaking Bad, one of the most popular TV shows of all time. Star Wars, one of the most popular franchises of all time. So it's two big names. Then he goes and writes this film and directs it.
Yeah, he wrote it. The
I think,
complexity.
listen, I think the writing is the best thing about this film.
That's the thing, and I I watched it and I didn't actually realize he's written it as well as directed it until the titles came up at the end,
Mhm.
and I just thought to myself, I couldn't. You know, we're actors, and you watch the performances and you go, "I'd love to do that," and I love this moment, and that seems awesome. But I do not know how you would sit down and even I don't know how you would attempt to write a story as complex and as detailed and as well written dialogue as that. Like, I don't know how you do that.
And I'll tell you how much I love this film as well. I have the Blu-ray of this film because I
Right.
bought it in the cinema. I saw it in the cinema, then I said that's one to buy for the collection, that sort of thing. So I watched it on Amazon Prime, and then realised, oh, I've got the Blu-ray. I'll just check out the special features, and there's an audio commentary on the Blu-ray
Of him.
of him. So this past week, I've watched this film 2 times.
Seriously, twice the whole way.
I watched the well. It's different, isn't it? Like, so I watched the film first time, not really remembering everything. First time since the cinema, which was about a year and a half ago, all that sort of stuff. So that's me remembering the story and realizing how much I enjoyed it. Then I watched it again with the audio commentary and just the wee details, the information he's got about casting, the idea that he had about a murder mystery that you kind of find out who done it early on in the film. He
Yeah.
said he's had that idea for years, and now it was time to put it into practice. He's been writing the film for years because it was a developing story. It wasn't. He didn't just wake up one day and have
And
this
write
idea
it.
of this old guy who is really rich who cuts off his family, and then there's this servant, and then there's this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'd been a work in progress, and he said he was very happy that he took his time with it and let it breathe because now he's got this film that is literally a bit of everything. It's funny and it's dramatic, and there's plot twists and there's great music, and I just think it's brilliant, and I'm so happy we watched it for this thing.
Me too. And I think I particularly enjoy watching films. Well, films that particularly inspire me are films where the acting is sort of I don't know, how do I put it? It's sort of part of the
Experience,
lure of the movie
right?
and kind of part of the story. Even the acting should always be part of the story, but it's an actor's film in a way.
Yeah.
Obviously, more than actors can enjoy it, but it's a film that gives itself space, almost like a play,
hmm
um, for the actors to take risks and experiment and bounce off each other. I don't know what the actual process was like, but it just seemed like a real kind of like August Osage County, like we talked about last time. I know that process was particularly there were rehearsals and it was
Right.
you could just feel that through the screen. Maybe there wasn't in this, and they were just doing an amazing job. But I just felt the characters that they all created and Ryan Johnson wrote were just so clear and so brilliant and so archetypal, but at the same time, you believed in it. I
Yeah.
just thought that balance was struck brilliantly.